YouTube live from my PlayStation 5 Pro. I have Yakuza 0 from the PS4. Uh, if I'm being honest, there's a friend out there who bought me a huge chunk of the Yakuza games when they were kind of when I'm pretty sure the newest game that I got from that franchise is a PS4 entry. Uh, and admittedly, I'm sorry I can't recall whose name gave me these games, but I am definitely grateful. I tried to play it a while back, and I couldn't really get far in it. So I'm gonna not only be starting over from the beginning, but I'm gonna see what this is gonna be like as a game. Again, especially as a Christian looking at this story now, might be a little bit interesting. Admittedly, though, not sure I'm gonna care for some of the crap that this game has, like the freaking karaoke bar. I've seen it. It seems funny how ridiculous it is, sure, but not sure I'd care to play that part myself. Hey, though, from my understanding, this franchise started off thanks to influence from Shenmue, which is a Sega franchise as well, that started out on the what is it? The Dreamcast. You'll have to forgive me. The Dreamcast isn't as easy for me to remember off the top of my head, due to the fact that while I have played some Dreamcast games, they are from HD remasters, though. None of them are like games that like I actually had a Dreamcast and played it. I mean, it seems well remembered, and I mean there definitely is some fun games from it that I've enjoyed, such as the Sonic Adventure games. Jet Set Radio is so much fun, honestly, to where I am hoping that upcoming Jet Set Radio game is actually gonna be good, especially because it's been such a long time since Jet Set Radio Future, which I only recently started playing thanks to Xbox emulation, because of just how freaking much I don't think I care to really get a OG Xbox just for one game, even if I liked also Halo as well, fine enough. I just can't really say that I particularly want to get an OG Xbox for just a handful of games like that. Admittedly, Xbox just never was that appealing before, although at the same time, I will say this currently. It does seem like the people running the Xbox company directly, I think, is probably being a lot smarter than Sony is right now. I'm just being blunt. Down to where apparently they are trying to mock people by going, yeah, you own nothing, you're just renting games, haha, fuck you. I may still have the likes of a PlayStation Plus membership active at the moment, but that is mostly due to the fact that I already paid like a year's worth ahead of time, and while I ain't gonna pay it when I need to renew it, I'm disappointed in Sony. I'm disappointed because Sony used to be probably my favorite platform in the grand console war stuff, generally speaking, because PlayStation was what I grew up on mainly. Not to say that I didn't also play a decent chunk of Nintendo, though. Because the only platforms that I've actually played, I mean, I have actually played a Genesis, which is a fun console for sure. But I've played the original Nintendo, I've played the Super Nintendo, I have interaction with the PlayStation 1. The PS2 was what I started out with, and got to play a lot of PlayStation 1 games thanks to it too. PlayStation 3 was a huge chunk of my childhood too, because while I definitely in retrospect don't look as fondly upon how egotistical Sony was with the PS3 to start out, at the same time, there's a couple of things that actually the PS3 I thought was the definitive console of that generation for a reason. For starters, the online not only was free, but from at least my personal experience with PlayStation Network during the PS3 generation since 2008, it was actually pretty decent, especially for any of the exclusives in particular, let alone also stuff like, you know, Call of Duty played fine enough on it. Even though I wasn't the biggest Call of Duty fan, I enjoy zombies enough, that's for sure. And I was more invested in, like, when Call of Duty was more focused on history, I thought that actually made the games not only engaging, but also worth playing to, like, basically get a history lesson in a way that I thought was respectable. Nowadays, I can't really say I care about Call of Duty really much, if at all, currently. Because at most, I play up to Black Ops 2 for zombies. Because zombies was definitely where I thought it was probably at its peak. But, you know, I for the short time I did have experience with Metal Gear Online 2 from Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, that ran good. I didn't have any issues with the internet there, at least. I played PlayStation Home during that time, and that ran fine enough. I also played Little Big Planet 1 and 2, and I also loved those games, and I'm not sure of what I'm in for with Sackboy's Adventure, even though I want to give it a shot to at least some degree, because I also played the PSP Little Big Planet, and also the Vita Little Big Planet. I also have at least some experience with Little Big Planet 3. There's, in general, a lot of exclusives that I loved on PlayStation. I also love MotorStorm. I love Infamous. As a whole, PlayStation, I thought, actually was the smartest when it came to the likes of their exclusives being generally so varied it used to be. Because I thought there was great stuff from Japan and great stuff from America as well. I loved Sly Cooper. I loved Jak and Daxter. From what little I have played of Ratchet and Clank, I love Ratchet and Clank fine enough. From what I have played, however, of like the OG Crash Bandicoot trilogy and Spyro trilogy, great times, genuinely. I loved Warhawk. I loved Twisted Metal. I loved Metal Gear a lot, for sure. From what little I have played of Zone of the Enders so far, it's definitely interesting and engaging. I got to say that for sure. To where I am looking forward to seeing even more of Kojima's stories eventually. The point is, Sony had, I thought, the most variety in exclusives in a good way. To where it was why I prioritized PlayStation usually. Because PlayStation, I thought, had the best variety, the best exclusives as a whole. And they used to have free internet, which was something that I loved about the PS3 and I was so glad about. The minute that they then started charging for it for PS4 was annoying as hell. I just wanted it for Kingdom Hearts 3, admittedly, because Kingdom Hearts used to be a PlayStation exclusive series. And, I was initially expecting that for Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, as a whole, with PlayStation, I just prioritized it usually because of the exclusives, at the very least. And I even recently got into Gran Turismo, something that I honestly am very impressed with, because they definitely do put a lot of effort into those games, clearly. And congrats to the guys there at the Gran Turismo team that do that work, because that definitely has to take a lot of sweat and tears there, for sure. To where it isn't like I tried to be a bit more forgiving about microtransactions in it, and I even actually did pay microtransactions, and some people who knew me might have found that a bit ridiculous for that. But at the same time, especially with all the free updates, I thought that Gran Turismo deserved it enough there. So, as a whole, Gran Turismo 7 is like one of the best racing experiences I have ever had, easily. To where I even invested in the VR for it, which is fantastic too. But Sony, really, the fact that they have gone this way definitely does disappoint me. I'm just being blunt. I'm not doing this because I'm perfect. But I am saying this honestly because I used to love PlayStation so much. And definitely, I hate what Microsoft did with Xbox, but I do have to give Xbox this currently. The fact that you can actually use physical old generation games and actually play them backwards compatible with Xbox. How hard they've gone with that since the Xbox One generation was impressive. It was impressive in many ways, down to where it even made the games run much better too, when you got especially an Xbox One X. So I actually was impressed by what they pulled off there with that. That right there really was great to see, because it was something that I wished PS4 cared to do. Because in many cases, the PS3 was still an impressive piece of hardware, and that is to be acknowledged for a reason. However, it was definitely, in many ways, so advanced that it made it confusing for third parties to make games for it, and that was understandable too. But I also loved that the PS3 started out with backwards compatible completely. Thank you! Especially because of how much fun the PS2's library to this day still is. Because I still buy games for the PS2 and love to. The PS2 is, and forever will be, one of my favorite consoles of all time. Especially when I you know, like Kingdom Hearts 2 is probably going to forever be my favorite game, bottom line. But also, I loved Tak and the Power of Juju from the team at Avalanche, I think is the team, or yeah, Avalanche Software. Tak and the Power of Juju, the trilogy was a great time, I thought. They were fun platformers. Yes, I was a Nickelodeon kid, in part thanks to Jimmy Neutron being one of my favorite cartoons of all time. Down to where I went out of my way to actually buy the whole set on DVD. But, you know, Tak and the Power of Juju was like such a fun trilogy, and I'm kind of surprised that there were more people who played it than I thought, because definitely, though, when the show came out, that was weird. And definitely not as good as the actual trilogy was with its writing and execution as a whole. But I also loved the Spider-Man games on PS2, the SpongeBob platformers, being Battle for Bikini Bottom and also the movie game, were both very fun. Many Star Wars games, from Battlefront to Racer Revolution to also the Lego Star Wars games were a fun time as a kid too. Back when Star Wars was actually good, and I think people deserve like to obviously have their own opinions, sure, but it felt like people were way too shitty to George Lucas, to where I feel like that guy deserves an apology for sure. Because I liked the prequels, and I ain't afraid to say that. But I mean, then, you know, Jack and Daxter, Sly Cooper. I actually liked Musashi Samurai Legend. I thought that game was very fun. I also liked EOE, Eve of Extinction, which was unique and very fun concept of a beat-em-up action RPG kind of experience, where you were leveling up this this sort of melee weapon that is kind of like a lightsaber that had different forms, and it was made with a guy's girlfriend's soul. It was a fucking trip of a story, just being real. My point is, Sony definitely used to be my favorite platform as a whole. At first, I was actually very pleased with the PS5 Pro, really, if I'm being honest. But they're literally really trying hard to just try and fuck everyone over right now. And that is not okay. No. Because let's be real here. You corporate douchebags at the top who has no fucking respect for your customers. We are customers, not consumers. Customers. Because that should be fucking respected. When we give a shit to buy stuff that, let's be real, when it comes to video games, is, in many cases, just a hobby. But hey, you guys are able to freaking actually enjoy that as a career. And you should be fucking grateful for that, people. Let's be real here. I am not going to sugarcoat it. It's bullshit. Because Sony really, if they freaking reverted to how much better they used to be with PlayStation, dude, it would be no competition, I feel like, in many cases, especially over what the hell Nintendo is doing too now. Because you can't even fucking access any of their old games individually without paying the subscription for their online now too. Because that's how egotistical Nintendo is, let's be real too. Down to where they also freaking, for some reason, are completely going la 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 la, while people want to have Earthbound 2 or Mother 3 or whatever the hell you would want to call that game, if it ever did come out. It's ridiculous how they just choose to ignore what their loyal fans would love to see happen there. It's silly. Let's be real, when it comes to all these corporations, they're soulless assholes at the top, it seems like, more than half the time. Because they don't care to be respectful to their customers. Let's be real here, people. We deserve to own every single game that we purchase, even digitally. That should be a no fucking brainer. So no, Sony, it shouldn't be that, oh, just because we made our terms and service ridiculously over the top long that no one in their right mind is going to fucking sit down and read that, so we can fuck them over behind their backs by going, oh, you actually agreed that you just are renting, that's all, and we can take it whenever the fuck we want. So fuck you. More money, please. Fuck you with that kind of attitude. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That just is disrespectful. Especially when it comes to this hobby that is able to be a career for so many people. For a reason. I mean, let's be real, people. We have blessed these people time and time and time again by paying for their games that we don't have to buy. Because this isn't something that people need like they do with food, like they do with freaking all of these other careers that are far more necessary to everyone's daily lives in the first place. This is something that helps to be a hobby, helps to be something for us to come home to and get to enjoy after work, usually, for a reason. And admittedly, I want this to be my career, but I don't think I could freaking do this to people, treating them that way. Everyone who buys games deserves to be called customers, not consumers, but customers, because you know what that tells you? When the corporations can only call us consumers, because that is all we fucking are to them, as just here to consume. Instead of having the fucking respect for the people that make your guys' careers to call us customers and give us that respect. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That is how it should fucking be, people. Because I refuse to take it like that's just freaking not being disrespectful to us. We deserve to be treated better here. It's why I even, for the most part, was frustrated at this microtransaction crap. Because it really also does feel ridiculous how they took what used to be cheat codes. No ifs, ands, or buts about it here, people. That used to be cheat codes. And and they turned that into something that we have to pay to have happen just once now. That's ridiculous. I mean, it was one thing, I'll say this, for locking trophies the minute that you are to use cheat codes. Makes enough sense to me. If you want to have the trophies be something that still represents someone actually really going far like that, you know? It's this kind of disrespect that is ridiculous here, Sony. Especially because there are a lot of woke tards clearly running some of that crap with some of the new stuff, which makes it hard for me to like Sony like I used to as well. Because I liked the original Last of Us actually quite a lot. I thought it was a really down-to-earth kind of storyline that was also kind of a horror too, in the first place. And it really showed how good Amy Hennig was as a writer. However, it actually sounds like she got fucking chased out by Naughty Dog's now main guy running it all. Freaking Neil Druckmann. It literally sounds like he chased her out to then, first thing he does, that freaking DLC for Last of Us, what is now known as Part 1, and it is the DLC that shows Ellie suddenly being a freaking lesbian sucking face with who was just talked about as her friend in the end of the original game. Sucking face with her while they are a pair of fucking preteens. That right there sounds like that guy might be a creeper, if I'm being blunt. For a reason here, people. Because yikes, right there. And then also freaking constantly trying to put freaking all these people who are, you know, male characters who are more, what's the word I should say here? More, human in how they have their issues like anyone else. They're written into being freaking kicked down onto the ground as hard as possible the minute that these woke tards have taken over a lot of franchises now. It's happened with Disney, and also by extension it's happened with Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and Marvel. Marvel seeing the way it is now, it just blows me away in many cases, because on one hand, I was of course excited about the idea of trying to have all of the movies come together in a giant multiverse. Like, that was exciting when I loved the original X-Men. I loved Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, especially, because honestly, I never saw anything wrong with him in the role, because he freaking nailed it. He was not only my introduction to Spider-Man, but in retrospect, looking at all these other Spider-Man franchises, yeah, still probably the best one on screen for me. And what is going on with that new Spider-Man game? Like it isn't like I'm not enjoying it to some degree still, but he is getting treated like shit by Mary Jane Watson in that story in a way that just makes you hate her as a character in that game, because freaking with how it was with Mary Jane before. Let's just break this down here. Yes, I may be ranting, but let's just fucking go here. When it comes to Mary Jane Watson in Spider-Man, she was a character that was kind of just wondering why Peter didn't want to be close to her when it seemed like he liked her. And she's wondering, what, is there something wrong with me? I don't get it. I thought he liked me. Didn't he? And then when she finally sees that he's Spider-Man, she's all, no wonder. No wonder things were how they were. And then she refused to be told that they can't be together because she loves him too much, and that she understands the position he's in and she loves who he is. So she freaking so you know, with Mary Jane, she had a storyline that was understandable for her character. Because the minute that she finally found out what was going on, she didn't want to freaking be away from him. She loved him too much. Now, how it is here, she's mad that he's constantly saving her life while she's putting herself in danger, trying to get information in the world as now a reporter, instead of how she used to be a stage actress. And honestly, I kind of dug her character arc with that too, actually. It was kind of engaging, I thought. But she gets mad that he keeps saving her life. Let's be real here. One, if your job is to be a reporter and to try and expose the corruption in the city here, Mary Jane Watson, then let's be real. Let's put it up here at the very top. If you died, then how the fuck would that information get out to the public? Let's be real here. You are lucky that you got saved time and time and time and time and time again so that you can expose that information to begin with at all. Otherwise, your life would have been for naught, bitch. And not to mention, really, you're going to give him shit for the fact that he risks his life in the first damn place to save your life? What a selfish bitch! No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That was the worst interpretation of the character I have ever experienced in all of the storylines that I have seen of Spider-Man before. That was terrible. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That was terrible. Bottom line, Sony really just isn't what they used to be, and I'm kind of bummed about that, to where at most I may get Kingdom Hearts 4 being probably the last time you could somehow get a physical copy still for it. For, you know, a Kingdom Hearts game. And while I had to get rid of some of my past Kingdom Hearts games, they were some of my favorite games of all time. So yeah, I'll be willing to support them by getting them a physical Kingdom Hearts 4 copy for my PS5, because that's probably going to be it. I would rather the people who actually are working there and actually doing their job, trying to genuinely, you know, really treat their customers with respect, to actually stand up and give the fucking finger to those douchebags running Sony doing this shit. Because you are the guys who are going to not benefit from this in the end, sadly. I hate to be that blunt to you guys, but that's the case, and that's why indie games have become a thing in recent years for a reason. Because indie games have been established for the sake of helping people be able to, freaking, get to enjoy that as a career, whether, a corporation would care to freaking give them the creative freedom that they deserved in wanting to make games for a reason. I mean, it's why Minecraft was so successful in the first place. Freaking, it wasn't because they gave their soul away to freaking Microsoft immediately. No. It was because of them being established in the first place and them being so big that Microsoft was like, yeah, I want that. Let's be real. The people who deserve the credit for that success is Mojang and Mojang alone. And they inspired me to want to make games too someday for a reason. Because I freaking love this as a hobby for a reason. I loved Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, Crash Bandicoot, Tak, the Spider-Man games, Sly Cooper, Jak and Daxter, Infamous, Metal Gear, Splinter Cell, Skate, and Tony Hawk as well. I love both of those series a lot. I loved Warhawk back on PS3 a lot. That was one of my favorite multiplayer games. But, let's be real, the OG Battlefronts are where it is at for a lot of people for a reason. And, yeah, I'm not sure what the hell happened with that freaking new remaster, sadly. Because the only thing that seems to run decent for it is if you wanted to play that on the Switch, actually. At least it seemed decent enough, I guess. But the point is that, sadly, really, the people that you're going to get the most respect from with your hard-earned money for games now really is mainly the indie devs, sadly. Because, sadly, for as much as I also even loved Square Enix, they sadly didn't treat me the greatest with Final Fantasy 15, even though I was really looking forward to that. Especially because I didn't know that Nomura was taken off the project till much later. And I was all kinds of, what the hell? When I honestly really love that guy's storytelling with Kingdom Hearts, even when it's a bit ridiculous. To where I was genuinely looking forward to what I was going to get out of what Versus 13 originally was. For a reason. Because that looked like it was going to be on a whole different level. I tell you what, especially as someone who is now a born-again Christian who reflects on secular media in such a different way. It is so trippy what that could have been like. And if anything, too, it's kind of freaking ridiculous how, for some reason, they went out of their way to censor it to make sure that it got to be released in China, for example. Which is kind of ridiculous, being blunt. I'd rather, like, I mean, honestly, as someone who was deeply inspired by the mainstream game development studios in many cases, like, I was genuinely inspired by a lot of that stuff. And it sucks seeing a lot of the really genuine creative souls that are just trying to, make a living, getting to do something like that, and how much they are kind of screwed over by the suits at the top of all these corporations. It's ridiculous, sadly. In so many ways, it's so ridiculous. Because it's screwing practically everyone over right then and there. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. When there's these people who would like to, especially also make careers in the main industry too, if they wanted, it isn't as appealing as it used to be, probably. Considering how a lot of these big-time companies are not respectful to their employees like they used to be. To where freaking... Admittedly, the kind of shit that I want to pull off is... hopefully with Night Ninja not only... being successful as a novel coming up here soon, but also the likes of, well, the likes of, now I would want to make a Night Ninja game too. That would be in many cases inspired by titles like Batman, Arkham, like the Spider-Man games, Infamous, Kingdom Hearts would definitely have a huge influence, as well as Final Fantasy, due to the fact that RPGs are some of my favorite favorite games in general. But also Splinter Cell, Metal Gear, those for sure I would want to have great influence from, due to the fact that also I feel like it's way too creepy actually how much closer to reality Metal Gear more and more is starting to get, especially with fucking AI being a thing now. Like, wow. that makes Metal Gear Solid 2 so extra hardcore creepy now, it's not even funny. I mean... oh, man. And I mean, I'm not sure if freaking Kojima's gonna be able to really have the respect that he deserves as a creative in the industry at Sony, admittedly. Because when it came to how Konami had always been before, to begin with, where they were focusing more on shit like pachinko machines, let's be real here. Let's be real here. Freaking... I wouldn't be surprised if Konami just didn't like that Kojima didn't want to play ball with trying to milk Metal Gear to death. And while I do love what we got with Metal Gear Solid Delta, because that was great, genuinely, I am also looking forward to seeing how much better Metal Gear Solid 4 is going to run on stuff like my PS4 or PS5 Pro. As well as on PC now too, finally, as well as other platforms. I am glad for Metal Gear fans getting to enjoy that finally on other platforms too now. But they, like, the minute that Kojima was kicked out of Konami with MGS5 finally coming out in those two parts, they immediately started adding stuff like microtransactions into that new Metal Gear Online and all, and just Metal Gear Solid 5 as a whole. Having microtransactions, that was kind of ridiculous and made it not easy to really try and actually play through that to the end. At least, I mean, I tried to. I really did. But at the very least, I now own both parts, and I am going to eventually try and give it a shot again. But the thing is, Kojima, freaking that man ever were to listen, dude, just being real here, I don't think Sony's gonna respect you more than Konami does in the end, sadly. Especially with how they are lately. I have a feeling, Kojima, you are just seen as just a fucking puppet to them, buddy, and I say that as the guy who was doing storytelling with concepts like the Patriots in the first place. I mean, just being real, Metal Gear is so much freaking creepier. As an adult and a Christian, it is so creepy it's not even funny. And I respected the storytelling that Kojima put effort into there with Metal Gear quite a bit, actually, because there was a lot of effort I did see in that, and I give him respect for the effort that he had put into that. Where I will eventually take a look at Death Stranding. It's just admittedly when I'm not exactly a horror fan exactly, I don't really want to play it if it's a horror. That's just me. But Splinter Cell, I mean, even Ubisoft ain't what they used to be, and that bums me out because I liked Assassin's Creed. Splinter Cell. I more recent times am starting to get a bit more into Rainbow Six Siege since it's at least a free to play, and I can still see the effort that was put into that. Actually, it is actually a pretty fun game. I gotta admit. To where I even bought Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2 to eventually see what those were like out of curiosity. And then also Ghost Recon Wildlands, and I think the other one is called Breakpoint that I got. That I'm just playing offline because I sometimes I guess the effort it feels like I do put into these videos, it doesn't make it exactly easy to just freaking do that for just any game at any time, always. Because then I feel a bit of pressure when I got all these different games going at once and trying to, you know, at least complete some of them too. Yeah. I guess in retrospect, I can kind of see probably, especially if you were someone like PewDiePie, I can't imagine that's easy for you, buddy, when you are the most subscribed to channel. I'm always praying the best for him. He seems like he's probably a good soul. It's still. And admittedly, though, I admit I was a bit bummed when he stopped playing Kingdom Hearts. When I was one of the people who suggested he'd play Kingdom Hearts finally, and it seemed like it was thanks to me kind of throwing the suggestion out there that it actually happened. At least me potentially hope. I mean, I'd imagine to some degree, perhaps it got his attention. Maybe. All I know is that it was cool to see him play what was like easily one of my favorite childhood games of all time for a reason. And yet, I definitely get that the original version, especially, is not easy to go back to. Ooh, it is not easy to go back to at all. That being said, the new versions, though, are so much better. To where it would just be nice if he did eventually someday maybe go back to it. Especially maybe making it something that he got to enjoy with his son. If he ever wanted to show him something that was kid friendly, since, you know, it was focused on Disney, at least back when Disney was not so freaking now. It's where I am cautious about what could happen to Kingdom Hearts over the years. Even though I'm hoping it doesn't just go to crap soon. I just... Whew. That's admittedly because I mean, Star Wars ain't what it used to be. So I'm at least glad that it seems like it's the OG trilogy being represented in Kingdom Hearts 4 coming up. That seems like that's going to be cool. I gotta say. That being said, genuinely, when it comes to all the stuff that I was inspired by for games, and I see these guys working under these big corporations and how they clearly not only don't they not really respect their customers anymore, but I highly doubt that they respect their, workers. That's for sure. Whether that's Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo even, because I doubt Nintendo ain't like that, that's for sure. Frickin' Ubisoft, Activision, Electronic Arts, which even used to be good, because I used to like a lot of Electronic Arts games. When I was really young and I was into Harry Potter, I ended up playing a lot of those Harry Potter games, and it was like some of the early ones on PS2 that were basically my first experience with a Zelda type of adventure game. As you can tell in retrospect, it is definitely inspired by Zelda, and for the better too, because it was pretty cool to have pulled it off that way, especially when you also were able to get freaking a fantastic soundtrack for those games too, with the same guy who made music for Elder Scrolls. Like, that was impressive for them to pull that off there when Elder Scrolls was already such a popular series even back then. I mean, that wasn't just nothing. All of these companies, the minute that they became full-on corporations and they only care about making money and screwing everyone over, that screws over the workers and the customers, to where really when it came to indie devs being such a big thing, a lot of these people are freaking blessed they got to do that. I mean, even with the guy behind Five Nights at Freddy's, it is something that I definitely find very hard to just simply even watch someone playing it. But I can at least laugh sometimes at it. So at least there's that. But for that one guy to pull off what he did with Five Nights at Freddy's is impressive. I gotta say that. But man, does it make it even creepier with crap like Chuck E. Cheese. And it was already creepy before. Just being real. If anything, if I had the money to just to kind of just be nice and admittedly even see if I could somehow give people something to notice with I think if Night Ninja ends up actually doing good and I am able to also save a lot of souls for Christ, I would probably try to show some form of gratitude towards the people that inspired me with games, with the desire to make games. And that would probably be people from Square Enix, like Tetsuya Nomura, due to the fact that Kingdom Hearts inspired me so much, as well as Final Fantasy. And he definitely has a lot to do with Final Fantasy, to be fair, as well. As well as others at Square Enix. But point is, I would maybe freaking show him gratitude for helping inspire me, thanks to Kingdom Hearts, by if I got the money to just freaking throw around and bless people selflessly for him, I would probably buy out Square Enix and freaking let him become the so-called CEO so he can actually run it how it needs to be. And so Square Enix can go back to making games that is, well, without the whole corporation interference bullshit that sadly ruins a lot of what used to be genuine art, with a lot of the real, how do I put it, the real passion that had gone into many of these projects for a reason. I can definitely see that it isn't like there aren't still people working in these companies trying to work on these projects with genuine passion too still. Because if anything, I imagine there are plenty of people that are still trying to, do this because it was a passion project for them. But sadly, these corporations, they ruin what is supposed to be something that these people are blessed to get to have as a job option to begin with, when this is, otherwise what could have just have been a hobby. And that is just wow. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff is why you also still have people going out of their way to even make fan games for older consoles and older platforms in general, whether they would have still been what's the word I'm looking for here, whether they would have still been supported or not by the main companies that made these platforms. I mean, because it's cool when you also see some people go out of their way to just make a game for fun for something like the Nintendo still. And you get to see some new games still come out for it sometimes, thanks to that kind of stuff. That's cool. That's genuinely really cool to get to see that kind of thing happen. You know what I mean? And it also is something that Nintendo should be freaking grateful for getting something like that to happen still. Especially if they could then go, hey, want to publish it on the Switch digitally? I mean, they could at least freaking do something like that and, try and just, show their gratitude that someone still cared to do something like that just out of passion and love for that console back then. It's silly how much these corporations just don't treat us with the gratitude that we deserve as customers, that we do it, as a hobby in the first place. This didn't have to be something that we were paying for to begin with. It's why PlayStation is probably about ready to experience being the next one that's no longer going to be a freaking first-party developer and publisher and console platform to begin with. I mean, Sega probably, in many cases, may still at least have some form of humbleness with their company, due to the fact that they are blessed they survived being the first of those platforms to go somewhere and no longer be a platform but be just a publisher. Sega is blessed that they are able to still make games these days. And you can definitely tell that it definitely humbled them when that happened, in many cases. It's where I've heard that when it comes to Yakuza, now, back on subject with the game itself here. When it comes to Yakuza, I've heard many fans talk about just how much effort goes into these games and how much content is in these games to begin with, and the fact that they usually don't even charge you for DLC or whatever. They really go far in trying to give you an experience that is showing thank you for supporting us. We appreciate it. That kind of attitude is what needs to be seen more with these companies again if they want to stay around, because eventually people will be sick of you thinking that you're full of ego suddenly because you were able to be so successful. It's probably why indie developers are freaking where we get to see a lot of those good games nowadays, usually. That's why I'm hoping that with what I have in mind, this could be an engaging game. Especially because I wish Infamous, for example, was still around and was still good, because of especially how much I enjoyed the story with Cole McGrath. That was such an engaging character storyline. From Infamous 1 to Infamous 2, and even for it being just a side experience, Festival of Blood was quite a fun experience too. And, Second Son was still a decently fun game in many ways. And I'm hoping I'll get to enjoy First Light for what was there. I'm still going to enjoy what I do have for now, but if anything, I pray someone actually freaking, you know, higher up is sick of this and actually fixes the company. Because I'd rather see Sony continue to go on just fine, especially when you guys are blessed to have something as successful and well made as Gran Turismo. Because I liked investing in that for the sake of the team there that especially put that much effort into that game. Because that has been such a fun time. I just want to see PlayStation actually not have to do that. If only because I care more about the people actually under the company that probably ain't gonna have the best time if that's what ends up happening, you know? If Sony ends up freaking going somewhere, I'd hate to be in Kojima's position for that. I'd hate to be in anyone's position who was just trying to make some decently fun games and have a fun time making fun games for people to enjoy having that kind of what's the word I'm looking for here? Hobby. And then I have actually started looking at the tutorials and stuff to learn about what it takes to make a game with something like Unity, which I had no idea was actually free to take those kind of tutorial classes. Like, that's actually cool to find that out about Unity, because I remember seeing a lot of games with Unity be, well, freaking indie dev classics, you know? I mean, Slender was quite a big one for a reason, and it definitely was something that people freaking looked at a lot for a reason. Due to how freaking creepy that old Slender Man story is. Okay, I mean, I may be skilled at action games, but I mean, I barely remember the first time I did play this. So, I'll just do normal. And maybe I'll do hard at a later time. I'm sorry, what did I might have missed what was said there? Fuck. Ugh, this is what sucks when you have subtitles only. Good looking graphics though for a PS4 entry, because I remember Yakuza 0 being for uh, a game that was made on the PS4.
この町で喧嘩売んなら
Pick up
ちゃんと相手を選べ。
items.
大金持ち歩いてるときは
Lovely. Carrying a
特に
lot
な
of cash. Lovely. Ugh. I just don't really like games where I'm playing the pieces of shit on the street so much. It's why I don't like Grand Theft Auto as much as others, I feel like. Which is why I kind of like open world games more like the superhero ones, because that's far more engaging of an experience to me.
こんな時間さすびら切ったってタクシー捕まんないんだから。やだもう。いいから宅代出してよ。あ、じゃあさ、プラザのスイートでも取るよ。だから俺と朝までねね。
Yeah, that guy's drunk out of his fucking mind. That freaking hurt, man. Well, fuck you. You're kind of being a dick harassing that woman. Hey, ass. You don't just walk away as if I would be like that. Oh. Would you owe me an apology? Yeah, you're about ready to get your fucking ass handed to you. Or not? Okay then. At first I actually thought he was about ready to whoop their asses. Okay. Guess not.
Yo.
Okay.
頼んでおいた仕事どう？
終わりました。
It's done.
ちょっと封筒が
What Louis change? I didn't bring it in.
このままでいいっすか？
そんなこと気にしないでいい。むき出しだろうが金は金だからね。堂島組さんは仕事早くて助かるよ。はいこれ。約束の1割。ご苦労さん。
Lovely.
で、これは俺からの気持ちね。
いや、
That isn't necessary.
取り半が常識のこのご時世、
No,
安い取り分でやってもらってんだ。普通なら本職の人にこんな安い額の取り立て頼めないからね。
でも
同年代のガキどもが万札ちらつかせてタクシー乗る時代に本職の君が金もないんじゃ様になんねえだろ。ま、これは俺との初仕事を終えたご祝儀みたいなもんだ。
Lovely.
取っとき。
ありがとうございます。
しかしバカに金貸しちまうと後が面倒でしょうがねえな。30万ポッチ捨てんのは簡単だが回収しとかねえと商売としてのけじめがつかねえなあ。
ええ、まあ
俺も長いことこの町で金貸しやってるからよくわかる。今の世の中金の本当の価値が分かってるやつなんてほとんどいやしない。その点学のない君の方が高学歴の若造よりよっぽど分かってる気がするんだけど、そうじゃない？
俺には分かりません。
Not really.
それじゃこれで。
なあ、うちに来ねえか兄ちゃん。君の腕っぷしならヤクザやるよりもっと簡単にもっと多くの金が稼げる。いい飯腹いっぱい食っていい女を好きなだけ抱ける。 それだけじゃない。
lovely.
金さえあれば不幸な人間を幸せにすることすらできる。ヤクザは下積みが長え。手っ取り早くのし上がるにはうちに来て稼ぐってのもいい選択だと思うんだが。
3年前にその言葉を聞いてればそうしてたかもしれませんけど、一度極道になったもんは時間を巻き戻せ。
それが答えか。
ヤクザには誰かを幸せにすることなんてできないんすかね。
さあな。俺はヤクザになったことねえからわからねえ。まあ気が変わったらいつでも連絡してくれ。じゃあ。
金貸しが偉そうに。
What an asshole. Oh, damn. Waste of my time. Then why did you do it, you dick? I may even also check out Shenmue, since I got all 3 of them, to eventually give them a shot too. I mean, genuinely, this is a good-looking game for the PS4. What, you didn't fucking notice? That whole time? Seriously, bro? Well then. Well, shit. Chapter 1. Bound by Oath. This is where Nishiki said he'd meet me. Guess I beat him here. 724106, huh? That's code for what you up to. I'm waiting for your slow ass to show up. May as well have look around and see if I can find him. Yeah, this is really good looking for a PS4 entry. $1,000,000 vending machine, huh? Dream machine, insert 1,000,000 yen to make your dreams come true. Maybe. I don't even have 1,000,000 yen. Maybe another time. I mean, this really does look really nice for the time. Because honestly, I also not sure I really care for us to have newer hardware really at this point. Come on, hand over the money. I told you I'd pay you back when I can, didn't I? But you won't! Please, just leave me alone! Quit your whining, nerd. Just fork over your wallet. Please, somebody help me! Range shakedowns on our turf. Nobody needs to set them straight before they try anything really stupid. Hey, somebody's coming. What do you want? This ain't a show. Wait, you sure he's not Yakuza? So what if he is? He's our age. If he's Yakuza, he's probably just an errand boy. You guys new in town? And what if we are? My family runs this part of Kamurocho. If you were regulars, you'd know better than to do anything stupid here. Excuse you? Where's a piece of Yakuza trash getting off lecturing us? Press triangle during a combo attack to perform a finishing blow. Health gauge. The yellow gauge on the top left indicates your health. The game will end if the yellow part is fully depleted, so keep an eye on your health at all times. The gauge flashes red, it means you're in very bad shape and should replenish your health immediately. Health recovery methods. Use a recovery item, eating something at an eatery as well. Press circle near an enemy to grab them. Enemy is guarding to block your attacks. Grab them and then attack to deal damage. Oh! The training is now completed. It's time to wipe the smirks off your opponent's faces. Get hit, you can strike back right away using square, triangle, or circle. This is called a resolute counter. You can gain money by knocking down or defeating enemies. Depending on how you do it, you might get a bonus too. So try a range of different moves. Oh! Okay. Sweet. I mean, it's definitely fun. See, it's still all or nothing with you. Says the one who was making him wait.
おめえがなかなか来ねえからこうやって時間潰してたんじゃねえ暇潰しに喧嘩っておとなしくヘルスにでも行けってろガキじゃあるめえし興味ね
Not interested.
相変わらず硬いねまあいいやとりあえず飲みに行こうぜ久々にオールで付き合えよなありがとうございましたは この度はどうも。お日柄もよく。行くぞ錦。
Poor kid getting all nervous just because someone actually came to rescue his ass there. I'll admit, though, I'm starting to look the part. You're a pretty convincing Yakuza. You're done with collections today, right? Yeah. Good. That should put as signs.
さあな。あいにく俺の取り柄は喧嘩の腕っぷしだけだ。お前みたいに器用じゃねえからな。何言ってんだ。こんなバカみてえな時代だぜ。楽しまなきゃ損だろう。少し頭使えや。風間のおやつさんが無所から出てくるのが年明けてからだ。それまでに俺も少しは器用になってくさ。へえ。ならまずそのみすぼらしいなりから変えてみな。お前もたまには50万のスーツでも着てみろよ。そうすりゃ世の中の見え方もちった変わる。俺は服なんかどうでもいい。風間のおやつさんだっていつも地味な服着てんだろ。お前な、あの人は組の若頭。堂島組のナンバー2だぞ。あのレベルまで行きゃそれでも通用するがな。極道商売にある程度見えが必要なんだよ。お前が最近車買ったのもその見栄のためか。このこじゃれたライターも俺んだ。そろそろ返せよ。見栄張りてんならケチケチすんな。お前も本当は分かってんだろ。人は車のエンブレムと着ている服のブランド、そしてこの堂島組の大門を見て素直に言うことを聞く。ヤクザは見栄張ってなんぼだぜ。そんなもんか。そんなもんさ。仇の癖してアコギな商売するやつに借りた金で遊びまくるバカ。この町の連中に人の内面なんて見抜けやしねえ。奴らにとっちゃ外見が全てだ。分かった、もういい。それより飲みに行くんじゃなかったのか。おうおう、そうだったな。よし、たまにはピンク通りにでも行くか。あの辺りにいい店があるんだ。行くぞ。
Let me also check the time real quick. Okay, I'm just gonna really quick take the time to fill up these swamp coolers that we got here, and I'll be right back. Okay.
おめえこの辺りの店ちゃんと出入りしてるか？当たり外れも含めて何でも知っとかねえとな。金ケチって溜め込むのもいいけど、こういうご時世だ。金は使いようで売買にもなる。でその手の情報をつかむには街で遊んでアンテナ張らねえとな。この街でしのぐってのはそういうことさ。可愛い女子大生がよりどりみどりと言われついていったらバーバーばっかり。5000円ポッキリのはずがぼったくられる。そういうのも全部勉強だと思えばいい。つうかそう思わねえとやってられねえだろう。なんだよ、今のは物の例えであって別に俺が実際に体験したってわけじゃ。まあとにかく今日は俺のおごりだ。おめえもたまには楽しめ。いいな。
What is this? A fight? Looks like it. Come on, you're in the way. What's your problem, bro? You got a problem? We're in the middle of some important business. Hey, old man, quit talking to them. We're not done here. Who's an old man, you snot-nosed little punk? Who's a snot, whatever you said? Oh, now you've done it. Jeez. Yeah? Go on, Grandpa. Take your best shot. Screw it, they're completely wasted. It's not worth the trouble. Let's take a different road. No need. I've got a faster way to fix this. Oh? Yeah. Just need to sober them up a bit with my fists. Welp. Again? I can't tell if you're a sadist or a charity worker. What are you blabbing about? Stay out of this. Yeah, butt out, you butts. Junkards. Lovely. Watch the heat gauge. The 3 blue glowing bars on the top left are called the heat gauge. The heat gauge starts at the first bar, and as your attacks hit enemies, the gauge fills up, shifting to the second, then third bar. At each level, your speed increases. Some moves require a certain level of heat, so once you are used to fighting, keep an eye on your heat level. Once the heat gauge shifts to the second or third bar, Kitty's body begins to glow with a blue aura. This is called heat mode, and it signals that you can use special heat actions. Try using heat actions while sobering up the drunkards. Oh! Fuck. Ow! Fuck. Trade is now complete. That concludes the explanation of heat gauge and special moves. Two drunkards still need some sobriety beaten into them. If you take a fighting stance using R1, movement with left stick will center around the enemy in front of you. This is effective when you want to focus your attacks on a single enemy. Oh! Well, where am I? What was I doing here? And who are you? Sounds like that sobered them up. Must be your delicate touch. I remember watching music videos at the bar. Then we got to talking about which idols we liked. Oh, jeez. Fucking seriously? Yeah, then some smartass started making fun of poor sweet Shoko-chan, and then my head's throbbing. I can't remember past that. Think you two have had enough for tonight. Go home. Yeah. Ow. Oh, you okay, mister? Here, I'll walk you to the train. Take it slow. Oof. Thanks. You're awful considerate for a kid your age. It's almost as if they didn't know each other to start. All's well that ends well. Let's hit that bar. Yeah. Completing certain challenges where it will earn you CP completion points. You can view them from the pause menu under completion list. Some are things that will probably happen on their own as you play the game, but others will require more deliberate effort. Visit temples or shrines to access the CP exchange menu, where you can spend CP to earn special blessings ranging from being able to sprint for longer distances to earning more cash from fights. They're a big help, so take a look. Lovely. What a waste. A damn shame, I say. You've got a punch like a 2-ton gorilla, and you go wasting it on drunks. What do you think that talent was meant for? All that raw fighting prowess. Look, I just helped a couple of guys work off some alcohol, that's all. Yes, that's the point. That's the problem. You want to talk alcohol? You're like taking on one swig from a vintage bottle and tossing the rest. Going from the looks of you, you're Japanese mafia, yeah? Something like that. Yes, seems like you're pretty confident in a fight. A real dynamite boy. You're calling me boy? Don't get ruffled now, kid. Compared to me, you're practically a toddler. Hey, Kiryu! What's the holdup, man? It's nothing. You're right there. Since wasting time on this drunk, I should just go. Too much booze is bad for you, Gramps. Take care. Hey now, hold up. Wait. I got one piece of advice for you. I've got a friend waiting for me. If you've got something to say, make it quick. Oh ho! Out for a night with your main dog? Me and the boys used to really wreck it back when I was your age. But if you spend all your money playing around, you'll never get stronger. You gotta invest in yourself. What, like a gym membership? Nah. That's no better than spending it on booze. I'm talking about investing in yourself, literally. Literally? What's that even mean? Glad you asked, my boy. Here's a special lecture just for you. Abilities now available. So basically, I'm able to upgrade my abilities as it goes on this way. Most of this stuff is very expensive, though, so if I want to freaking level up more, I'm gonna probably need to do a lot of grinding. You keep pouring money into yourself, and with a little training, that talent of yours will grow in no time. So keep the women and wine on a budget here. Huh. Investing in myself, literally. Never thought of that. Bet you're glad you stopped and listened now, eh? Yeah, I guess I am. Yo, Kiryu! Coming. All that serious talk killed my buzz. Time for round 2. You have a good night, my boy. What a weird old man. What's his deal? Ready to head out? I mean, this really is a gorgeous looking game for the time, man. Running this on a PS5 Pro, this looks very nice. Also, I am excited to see how good MGS4 is going to run on this. Oh, lovely. Stay classy, Camarocho. Huh. Isn't that part of the draw? This town's a perfect fit for the newly minted rich playboys this economy's churned out. Think I'm thirsty for booze and women, and Camarocho's got both in spades. When did you start waxing poetic? Not that you're wrong. You impressed? Yo, ladies! Who are they? College girls slash hostesses. What? Been ringing your pager, but you never call me back. When are you coming back to the club? Tonight. Drop by in a bit. You promise? What, you don't trust me? Well, I want to. Oh, don't be like that. Here, buy yourself something nice. Oh boy. These two have got this down. See you later. And keep us waiting. Did you get so popular with the ladies, Nishiki? Wait, don't tell me you think I just let those two play me for 40 grand. It's not like that. Building connections with girls is important. So, I'll let you in on something. You guys higher up chains than us and can probably with the ladies. I'm looking, anyone with eyes can tell they're Yakuza. So if you show up with a pack of girls every time the bosses invite you drinking, they remember you. Half the time they give me cash on the spot. If you're in this business, you gotta claw your way up that ladder using any means possible, right? Yeah, maybe you've got a point. Alright, this is the place. Hope you're ready because I'm not stopping till morning. Bye. Bye. You come here a lot? This makes twice. Why? You've got a personal bottle here. I thought maybe you were a regular. Looks a lot cooler than sitting around ordering beers, doesn't it? I just remember you too. Mostly I just can't see. Just a couple of weapons, and he took us in. I'd do anything to repay him. All I can give is my life. But you shouldn't give your life to something like this, dude. Or maybe you're fine just the way you are.
おめえが下で頑張って風間のおやっさんが出世すりゃおめえにも出世の目が出てくるかもしれない。そういうのし上がり方もあるさ。ただおめえは風間のおやっさんの子じゃない。堂島組の組員なんだ。おやっさん、なんで俺らのこと風間組に入れてくれなかったんだろうな。そりゃ堂島組の方が格は上だけどさ。よせよ。おやっさんに考えがあってのことだ。まあ、そうだな。よし。真面目な話はもうやめだ。カラオケでもしてパーッと騒ごうぜ。
Karaoke. Come on. Oh boy. Fuck. I'm not sure I want to. I didn't sign up for anything tonight. Oh, fuck. Of all the things I'm about ready to mess with, it had to be karaoke. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Oh, no. Karaoke is a rhythm game where you press buttons shown on the screen in time with a song. Simply press the indicated button when the cursor reaches it. I mean, it isn't like I don't enjoy some Japanese music, but I'm not sure I need a freaking karaoke minigame. Sure to press the correct buttons at the right time. Better your timing, the more points you will get. If your timing is really off, it will not count even if you pressed the correct buttons. Oh boy. Someone else sings, you can support them with interjections. You can choose either simple or lively interjections. Simple interjections offer easier inputs, but you won't get more than 90 points. For a chance to score more, try lively interjections. Oh, okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. The fuck. Oh fuck. Okay. Jeez. Fucking Redneck right there. Karaoke bozo. Yeah, well, fuck you too. I knew you took karaoke so seriously. Hey, you're the one who said to get crazy. I was just trying to humor you. Sure, and you loved every minute of it. Do you sneak off and practice on the sly? You so do. Come on, quit busting my balls. Jeez. That saying worked up an appetite. How about we move this party to the ramen shop? You're hungry again? I'm still full, man. So, you can watch me eat then. You can go. Yeah, I think might just stop there for now and maybe continue this later. I mean, that was at least kind of, I guess, a fun reminder of what this game can be like, and definitely I'll probably play more of it, but for sure it just is not easy sometimes to deal with only subtitles. It's part of where having a dub kind of helps with some stuff. Besides, not all dubs are bad, let's be real here. There are plenty of people who put plenty of effort into them and deserve to be recognized for that much. I'm just being honest. But hey, for what it's worth, this is definitely fun, I guess, to some degree so far, but I just don't really dig the whole freaking being a criminal thing exactly. And definitely that's where I'm probably not going to care to really play GTA 6 when that comes around. I mean, after all, freaking Rockstar is getting screwed over right now because the company that owns Rockstar is kind of choosing to screw over the customers as much as they can right now. which is just shitty. Can't be holding back that much, man. But thank you for anyone who did watch. God bless.